Hello, my beautiful Libras. Welcome into your new moon in Aquarius reading. This is Lauren the Mystic here, and we are going to be pulling oracle cards, oracle messages, and tarot messages to tune in, do an energy check-in. We're going to be getting some support for you to plant some new intentions with this new moon and checking in on your soul growth and where things are headed for you. I suspect it's a very powerful time after the South Node just moved out of your sign, having been there for the last 18 months. So, welcome into all of you who are new to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me. I like to do these intuitive readings to really tune in and help with the soul growth process. For those who are returning, thank you so much. Welcome back. I appreciate you so much for your likes, your shares, your subscribes. You are really helping me to grow my channel. And so without further ado, let's start pulling some cards for the Libra Collective, please. And just know this is a general message for the collective of Libra. What soul growth messages do we have for our beautiful Librans, please, Spirit? Just tuning in. And I typically am reading for the rising sign, but if you are a Libra sun or moon, I welcome you in. If you have found your way into this video, there is a reason, there's likely a message here for you. So, my beauties, let's do one more pass of these soul growth cards. Any more messages for our Libras that Spirit would like to communicate to us for this new moon in Aquarius? Libras, darling, you're going to want to look at your natal chart to determine where the house of Aquarius is in your chart so that you know the area of life that's really being highlighted, where these new intentions are foundationally being seeded. But you're going to also want to look to the sign of Taurus and the sign of Pisces, because we've got a lot of energy there that is at play. Tuning into our Libras, please, Spirit, what messages do we have for our Libras from this Earth Magic deck? This is by Stephen Farmer, one of my favorite decks to use. Today, the pendulum chose the decks that we are using through a process of meditation. So let's just tune in. What do our Libras need to know or see, please, Spirit? Tuning into our Libras and their soul growth, their process. What message might you have for them? And one more pass through. Any further messages from this deck, Spirit, for our lovely Libras? Any more messages that we've missed for beautiful Libra? Let's see what we've got here. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Let's see what we have. And if you would like, you can always skip forward ahead to the reading, but I do love to have you here with me for this part, Libras. So now we're going to tune into your current energy. Show me Libra's current energy as they're showing up right now for this new moon. I was wondering if that card was going to fall. Show me Libra's current energies, please, Spirit. Show me Libra's current energies. Show me Libra's current energies. Okay, thank you. Show me Libra's recent past, please, Spirit. Show me Libra's recent past, Spirit. Show me Libra's recent past, Spirit. What energies are they moving through? That's an awful lot. We'll just take the bottom card. See if any of these come back out. Show me Libra's recent past, please, Spirit. Is there anything else you wish to reveal? Okay. Show me Libra's current energies. Thank you. Oh. And show me the seeded potential. Show me the near future for Libra. Thank you. And now show me everything underlying this story. Show me any messages underlying this story. What is hidden? What is in the shadows? What's in the dark? What don't we know? Show me more about the story for Libra, please. Show me more about the story for Libra, please, Spirit. What underlies this message? Show me Libra. What is going on behind the scenes for Libra? Show me Libra, please. Any more messages for Libra, Spirit? Show me clearly. Oh, that's been happening. All right, Libra, I think we've got all the cards we need now. All right, so let's get these in order. Now, these last cards don't necessarily come out in a particular order. They clearly, some of them just fall in a group, but these were wanting to come out, some of them, yeah, before. So let's just get into it, shall we? Yeah. All right, darlings. Okay, so here we are. To start off your energy, we have got you showing up very intuitive, very sensitive, very creative. This really is a time where you're kind of budding with this potential. You're budding with your psychic gifts, your intuitive gifts. The Page of Water is similar to the Page of Cups. So your heart is in this fresh space. This could signify a new relationship, a new person entering into your life that might play a significant role in a new phase that's about to unfold. But this is really about you focusing more on your own psychic gifts and the creative vision that's flowing through you, along with this Ace of Earth energy, which is really about the inflowing of abundance. It's about a promising business venture. So if you're ready to embark on something new, this is an incredibly good omen that this is the right path for you. But this is a sign of something with incredible potential, right? So you're showing up today with this incredible tangible potential that's related to your creativity, your psychic gifts, your own heart space, and how you express that. Okay, so then we're going to move into the Starseed Oracle deck here. And the first card out we have is Double Mission. So perhaps you're being called more into a sense of your purpose, your passion. Perhaps you're noticing There might be a deeper meaning behind something you've been going through, a double purpose, so to speak, or a higher purpose in your soul growth path, perhaps something that you've been moving through, right? And so this is really about sharing your experience with others, sharing your healing gifts, allowing the world um, to be served by your own knowledge. So this is you giving back to others, which is very Aquarian. It's about, Aquarius is the sign of the water bearer, and she holds the waters of her wisdom as she pours them out for the benefit of the collective. So this is really potentially you sharing your gifts for the benefit of the collective. Then we've got surrender to the sweetness, which I really, really love. And it feels like you're manifesting from this space of a very Venusian type of energy. This is Venus energy. If you are a Libra rising, this new moon happens to be happening in your fifth house, which is the house of the joy of Venus. And it's all about the pleasure principle, about tuning into your creative aspect of self, tuning into that pleasure principle and allowing that to guide you in what it is you are putting all of your energy into, that is where you will receive your abundance. So perhaps that's part of your double mission here, but this is a signal for you to really focus on pleasure, on joy, on making love to life, on creating a life that feels so good to you in all ways, right? Then we've got the whale and orca elder. So this card signifies you doing the work as that leader, as that responsible elder. You are doing the deep diving in your own emotional waters. And as you're doing that deep diving, this is part of the shadow work journey, but notice the beauty of this card, because what you're doing is you're bringing forth all this clarity, all this wisdom, all this beautiful um, contribution energetically, because you're going to come back from your deep dive and share your song, share your stories, share the frequency of your sound. And this can be as simple as creating affirmations for yourself, for starters, excuse me, of what you are trying to create, what you are moving through in terms of any shadow work journey that might be going on within your life. Um, but it's really valuable for you to share what you've moved through with others, because you don't know that might have a double mission for you. You may be helping so many other people around you by sharing your experiences and what you're working through. Next, we have water your garden, which is about you being in this space where you really need to attend to your own self-care, nourish yourself, nourish your energy, nourish your body. Be tender, be gentle with yourself. This is a time where you really still need to rest. You still need to energetically process what you've just moved through. I feel you in this very spiritual space where you're up leveling your energy. So we'll see what the rest of the reading has to say, if that is, kind of playing out. But I'm feeling and I'm seeing some of these cards here, which are really speaking to you being on an individual spiritual journey right now for your own self. You're tending to your energy. The card island, if you look here, you can see this island and it's lush. I'm going to try to get close so you can see that tree. See how it's lush and green, and that tree is still blooming, and it's this beautiful plum color. It looks kind of like a red bud that you get in the spring. But on this island, you can see the path. You can see the stones demarcating where others have been before, the foundations of something that existed there before. And on this island, you're surrounded by a storm. So you may be experiencing some darkness around you in your environment, or perhaps some turbulence. But on this island, you are in your own solitude energetically. And on this island, it's still green, it's still lush, Your tree is still blossoming. You have wisdom there from the past. You have old foundations there to guide you. And so you're being guided to go into this space of solitude, of inner stillness, protecting your own self and allowing yourself to maybe protect yourself through whatever outside circumstances might be swirling on around you. A lot of us might feel that way right now just by the state of the world. So this could potentially be just blocking out any outside noise, tending to your vibration, making sure nothing is going to penetrate your own flourishment. But this can also be really you needing to potentially separate yourself a little bit within your vibration and focus on what you need for your own energy to continue to thrive and flourish. So then we've got the desert card, which is Vision Quest. And the Vision Quest card is a card about going on an inner spiritual journey. When we go on a vision quest, what we're doing is we are typically unplugging and we're going into nature. We're going into solitude, into wilderness. Could be in the desert, could be anywhere. But the point of the vision quest is you're taking minimal supplies with you. You're going on a journey of solitude. You're unplugging from the outside world, and it's just you and nature. And it's often a time of meditation, it's a time of solitude, it's a time of communing with the space around you to not only heal yourself, but then also that's typically when, um, in history, when we go on a vision quest, that's when like the prophets receive all of their um, massive downloads and information and spiritual knowledge. And it takes us going on these vision quests sometimes to get some of our greatest insights that we need. Sometimes we need to disconnect and go away for a while in order to receive. Then we've got the Green Man, which is about you working with the energies of nature. There's a synergistic relationship that we have with the natural world and how we can work with that to create abundance, to create flourishment, beauty, and harmony around us. So this is you tuning in to nature, to the alchemical elements that are surrounding you and working in synergy with your environment to flourish, to create beauty, right? Next, we have wind, which is, I always see this card sort of as the winds of change are blowing, right? You can see that the change is an activation. So something is coming through and has activated you. And again, I think it's that South Node having moved finally into Virgo out of your sign. But now what's happening is the dust, all of that wind, all of that activation is going to settle. And you're going to then be making sense, right? But there's still this healing journey that you're a part of right now where that's all still integrating. What you just went through is still sort of landing and integrating. Let's see what's in your recent past here. We have the King of Water and the Moon. So, in the recent past, not only have you been receiving incredible activations and psychic awareness that's coming and flowing into you, but this is about things happening behind the scenes that you're not aware of. And in this particular card, it is on your behalf. So it's not necessarily a shadowy, things are going on behind the scenes and they're shadowed and you don't know that. You can sometimes pick up that vibe in other moon cards. This is actually things going on behind your back that are working in your favor, typically meaning like our spirit guides and universal divine forces are working in our favor, and we're just not aware that things are kind of coming together, right? We don't see it yet. And this is also an indicator that you really have had to work through fears and go through a process of shadow work recently, fears that have held you back in the past, right? from being able to open your heart, to trust those around you, to really hold this king of water vibration, which is one where you feel that you know your place, right? And you are well within your ability to use your heart and mind coherence to kind of create and cultivate the emotional connections that feel good to you. So there's been something about those connections that have been shadowed in the past that have really held you back out of fear. And that's where you've just come from. Now your present energy is the 9 of water, the hermit, and the page of fire. So the hermit is really you. I think this is indicating that you're still integrating this energy. You're still in a time of reflection, of meditation, self-discovery. You're still learning, I feel like, the spiritual lessons that are landing from whatever you've just moved through, right? And we're getting ready to get more of the story here in a moment, but these are sort of like our clarifiers, but they're nondescript or non-specific clarifiers. They're just clarifying everything that is underlying the process underway, right? So we've got you in the hermit mode still, which is still a powerful time of alchemization. When you're in the hermit mode, you can see the hermit holding this little alchemical magic cauldron and all of the magic that's sort of coming off of it, and how the hermit is in communion with all of the planets, right? Working in tandem with universal forces as they're in this state of receiving. So I feel like you're still really in this state of receiving. And this is very much about you having done the deep dive, done the work. 9 of water is like a 9 of cups type of energy where you have done a lot of the shadow work. You've done a lot of the emotional work where you've dove into your own waters. And what you've come back with are 9 chalices of your own treasure. And these are representing your wishes coming true, your concerns fading away, you turning basically anything difficult that you've gone to into chalices of treasure that are now riches for your heart, because they're helping you to manifest very powerfully what you want in the future, right? So this signifies energy behind the heart space where your wishes are really coming true. And then we have the page of fire, which is about passionately fueling those wishes. And this could be a new exciting endeavor or opportunity getting ready to bud for you. This could be you being ready for a new opportunity and being ready to use your creative powers, to use your own passionate fire to then create that for yourself. And so where you are going, you're moving away from the space of a false sense of entrapment. The ego card talks about being overly focused on material items, but it can also really talk about negative and fear-based thought. I apologize about my dog. I think there's somebody delivering a package or mail or something. But so you're moving away from this negative fear-based thinking that has held you back in the past from achieving what it is your true manifestation is, okay? But it's been false. There's a false sense of entrapment. So this is indicating that you have maybe been kind of, you're moving away your own mental limitations when it comes to you creating the life you want. And what you're doing right now is you're really listening in to that high priestess. You're embodying the energy of listening to your intuition, acting when you know it's time to act, having patience in the process, but knowing that when you are making a big decision that you're on the precipice of, you're really listening into that intuitive knowing to guide you forward. So the energies underlying everything, we've got Queen of Air, Page of Air, the need to make objective decisions, clearly seeing things as they are, you know, allowing yourself to clearly see. This is her gazing into a crystal ball and really getting clarity around the past and what has happened. The Page of Air is you kind of coming to terms with things having not gone as planned. And we have that in a couple different cards here, right? So we've got the Five of Water talking about things not turning out the way that we'd hoped, and potentially getting caught for a while in that process of coming to terms with how things have gone down, how things have really worked out. And there's been a process to work through that pain, right? And so perhaps as you were doing that, whether this was you communicating it or just the way the situation went down, it could have been challenging information that was received, kind of without tact or full maturity, because it was holding a lot of pain, right? And it didn't know how to express itself. So we've also got the King of Fire and the Two of Fire, which is really about you coming into your own through this process. New partnerships are coming forward. This is showing you that you have kind of come into your own when it comes to your own energy and the vision of what you want going forward. And now you have more confidence in what you're standing behind, where you want to go. And you're focusing and communicating that vision with purpose. You are being a leader passionately about what is driving you forward, what is motivating you. And you're doing this from this place of control of that passion. This is a controlled, passionate fire. And the reason you're doing that is there does feel like you're moving on from this feeling of having a missed opportunity or disappointment, discontentment with how things went down. Again, we've got both the Four of Water and the Five of Water. We still have these cards here talking about there's been a lot of needing to manage your mind, mentally managing your thoughts, knowing that you are always manifesting from your thoughts. So if you are focused on the negative outcome, that you could actually be creating these self-fulfilling prophecies. And so what I feel like you're doing is you're coming into this place where you're recognizing your own energetic contribution to the situation. And then now you're wondering, how can I shift this? How can I focus my energy? And what you're doing is you're listening in to your high priestess self. This is very much to do with a relationship connection. We've got the Lovers card here. So your closest relationships, weighing the decisions, weighing, how things haven't worked out in the past potentially. Um, and there's been this sense, this card of renewal came out. This time, this card indicates a time to review and to evaluate and to really spend the time that you need to make a favorable assessment. And favorable, not necessarily meaning positive, but favorable meaning well thought out, well calculated. You've given it its due diligence when you have gone through, weighed the pros and cons. You've stopped when you've needed to stop in order to process your emotions so that your emotions didn't get in the way or cloud your judgment or cloud what it was that you were moving through. So something very serious, right? And no doubt if the south node is just moving out of your first house, if you're a Libra rising, that means it's moving out of your concept of self-identity. So there's probably parts and aspects of yourself that you came in contact with during the last 18 months, which are maybe not your best parts, let's just be honest, but they were teaching you these lessons, pointing you into how you actually want to show up in this promising new beginning that you're looking to have. So we also have release here, which indicates that you are at the end of a difficult spiritual situation or phase. This can indicate transformation, but this can also indicate that it's time for you to move on. So since this is a collective reading, you will need to lean into that for yourself. For some of you, there may be something you still need to release and let go of, and you're coming to kind of terms with that as the dust is settling, as you are leaning in to the space of solitude, to nourishing yourself, to the self-care, going on that vision quest. Perhaps there's more information flowing to you. And I do believe that's going to be happening through some of the upcoming transits that we've got. We've also have life experience, which is indicating this is a major change in your life. There was a major revelation, perhaps, that led to change. And this is about you really spreading your own wings, about kind of taking control, is what I'm hearing, of your life circumstances, and moving from maybe a place of um, potentially even victim consciousness into taking more of the energetic reins over your life, right? So maybe we got caught up in how things didn't go according to plan. Maybe we were trying to control the outcome too much, or perhaps people weren't holding us fairly. And now there's a revelation about that has led you to all of this spiritual growth. And it's really leveling up your energy, but it's causing you to really evaluate something quite serious in your life. And the last card we have underlying all of this is just how much it has stressed you out, how it's brought your life out of balance, and it could potentially have contributed to some stress related health concerns, right? This is about needing to accept help from others, continuing on your healing journey so that you can basically focus on renewing, filling up your cup, renewing your energy, and then beginning to create from this space of pleasure and joy and making love to your life, what's really lighting you up now. And you're going to know what that is based on what you just went through, that showed you that it wasn't that, right? So, with this new moon, the best advice I think we've got here is to really focus powerfully on tending to your own energy, tending to your own self care and healing and recovering from what you've gone through, and then continuing to allow the dust to settle, focusing on that intuitive knowing, journaling, um, maybe making a regular journaling practice or setting intentions to do so, setting intentions on how you can create more from a space of pleasure and joy, and begin to share, your story. I think that's going to be really powerful for you to do so, because I think it's going to continue to alchemize that healing process that's really underway, right? And I believe that's going to move you into the space that you wish to go here shortly. All right, Libras, I hope this has supported you and given you some really good food for thought to think about with this new moon energy. If you would like a personal reading, if you want to dive in deeper, if you'd like to look at the transit more specifically and how it is impacting your natal chart by looking at a biwheel, I do all of those types of readings. I will link that below. If you need a free resource for finding and locating a copy of your own natal chart for free, I will link a resource below as well in the description. Otherwise, I wish you such a beautiful new moon, and I'm sending you so much love as you continue with the healing process underway. Take good care.